So this MA111, right? So this is real analysis and what is happening? What is happening? Okay, so let me see whether I have to share my screen, right? Huh?
Someone else is annotating.
Someone else is what?
Someone else is writing on this.
Who? Okay, let me share my screen. Where is the screen? What about new whiteboard? Okay, so after natural number, the set of all integers will come, right? Okay, again it will start. Right. Where is the screen? Yeah. Huh? Okay. How we can write it? What is happening? So can you see this for Microsoft Whiteboard? Or no? I have to just share the screen or share. So can you see my Microsoft Whiteboard? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Plus is
Yes, sir.
Microsoft Whiteboard. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
So after set of all integers, what number system will come? After integers, first natural numbers, then integers, then
Real number, imaginary number.
no, after integers,
Rational number.
rational number, right? So now you can see clearly, right? You can see clearly.
Yes,
Hmm?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so first set of all natural numbers. Huh? So here 1, 2, 3. So you have seen here 3 dots, right? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You have seen here 3 dots?
No.
No? I have just written 3 dots in natural number. You cannot see my screen.
So it's still showing your whiteboard. We are able to see the screen, sir, but we cannot see what you're writing in the screen.
Okay, I think now you can see, right? Now you can see
Yes, sir.
what I have written in the screen in the
Sir,
Microsoft
I think
whiteboard.
you are sharing the Zoom whiteboard. You have to share your own screen.
Yeah, I have share my own screen. Just check now.
The two you have written to. No, sir. It is Zoom whiteboard.
The whiteboard is visible.
Can you
Yes,
see?
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
now you
sir.
can
Now,
see.
Yes, sir.
now
Yes.
it is
Yes, sir.
okay.
Now we can
Yes, sir. It is very
Okay.
visible.
So okay, so it is showing that your internet connection is unstable. So you can now clearly see, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
what
sir.
is set of all integers? So you will include
Yes,
the
sir.
negative numbers also, right? So do you know what do you mean by these three dots? So generally in mathematics we write three dot if you want to continue, right?
Yes, sir.
see. Yes, sir.
Infinity.
Huh?
Up to infinity.
Infinity.
Yeah, so up to infinity it is. Then the real number. How will you write the real number?
Minus infinity to infinity.
Minus infinity to infinity, that is real number. Suppose we write this way, okay? Then n should belongs to. Then n should belongs to z, okay? And m should belongs to
L.
n, because we have not included here in n 0, right? So you can divide it always by, right?
Yes, sir.
So why it is not going?
एक्सक्यूज मी सर हेलो
Yes,
तो बोल रहा था n belongs to z में तो जीरो भी आ जाएगा ना
n belongs to z में 0 आएगा, हाँ,
Yes, sir,
but
sorry.
we are not dividing by 0.
Zero तो है.
0 is also in rational number, right?
yes sir,
Yes,
yes
sir.
sir.
But we are dividing by only natural number, where only 0 is not there, right?
Sorry sir.
Okay, no problem. If you have any doubt, you can ask. So then, why it is not
So
going?
were you explaining rational numbers or real numbers?
So see, first we have to explain all these things, right? How the number system will come, because this will needed again and again. Suppose if you study sequence, now we'll study sequence, right? After some time. So you should know what are the properties of this number system. So before real numbers, we should first know what is the other number system, right? And there are difficulties. Suppose with the set of real rational numbers, with the q, there are difficulties. Do you know what kind of difficulties is there? What properties lack with the rational number, so that we have to study real number? What is that? What is that? Can anybody? What is the difficulty with the rational number? Why you need another number system, that is real number? Then there will be some difficulties with the real number, right? That's why in another number system, that is called complex number. This way all these number system have developed, right? So
Yes,
what is
sir.
the difficulty with the rational number? Can
So there
anyone?
are some numbers which are non-terminating and we can't write them infinitely.
there are some numbers which cannot be represented in the form of
Yes. So then that's why irrational number will come. Then again in irrational number, some particular type of number is there, right? Also another tangential number you have known, you have studied tangential number like pi, like e, right? Exponential, you have not studied.
Yes, sir.
yes,
Not
Pi.
aware.
Yes,
studied
sir.
Pi. What is the number
Yes,
pi?
sir.
3.14.
Yeah. So what is that number? E. All these number are
Irrational.
yeah. So all this number will belongs to R, right? So what are the properties of R? So this is the main important part before proceeding to study sequence. Okay, that set of all real numbers. You should know what are the properties the real number satisfies. Can anyone tell me what are the properties real number should? It has many properties, right? One is known as algebraic properties. What do you mean by algebraic properties?
Sir.
हाँ बोलो. What do you mean by algebraic properties?
We can add to real number or
Hmm.
divide to real number, but we can't divide to complex number.
No. Here we are starting only real numbers. Okay, just tell about the real numbers.
Addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, association, law, distributive, and all these.
Yeah. So one of them is like. So we define two operation. Suppose x, y, this order. Okay. So this will like x plus y. Okay. And another one. So this is addition. This is multiplication. With these two operation, this is known as binary operation. Okay, xy goes to x plus y and xy goes to xy. These are two binary operations we are defining, which will satisfy some properties, which some of you just told. So what are the properties? Why it is not moving? This what are the properties? First property is that x plus y should be equals to x plus y should equals
Y
to
plus
y
Y
plus
Plus
x.
X.
Yeah, this property is known as
Commutative property.
commutative property. Okay, so this is known as commutative property. So this is for addition operation. Okay, and another property similarly what you can write?
Commutative.
No, another property for multiplication you can write that xy equals to
Associative.
Y.
yx, right? Next property, associative property we can write x plus y plus z would equals to x plus y plus z. Similarly for multiplication, right? X, y, z. This property is known as associative. What is the next property? What should I write? Next property.
Distributive property, sir.
Okay, so before distributive property, we should okay, distributive property. Let me write. So how will write that? X plus y z, xz plus yz, and x y plus z, like that property. Okay, or you can write or this, or you can write also z into x plus y. just to keep the similar consistency. This is known as distributive property. Okay, this property or this. What are the other properties? What are other properties?
So inverse.
Yeah, so before inverse, there should exist. What is that called? If you add any real number with some number, the number will remain same. What is that number?
Additive identity.
Identity.
So it is known as additive identity or number zero or null number. Huh? Okay? This here we write here additive identity, right? So x plus 0 will be x. And this additive identity you will see later on also when you study linear algebra. Have you heard the term linear algebra?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you heard the term linear algebra
sir.
in matrix, so in linear algebra one is like vector space. Okay, so there you will see this 0 is like a 0 vector and these are unique properties. Okay, this 0, so this is known as additive identity. Then what will come? Additive inverse. So similarly, can you write? I cannot move that my whiteboard. Let me see.
Excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, the notepad where you are writing is not visible.
It's not visible.
Yes, sir.
Let me see.
You need to increase the thickness.
Now?
No, sir.
No.
Sir, you need to increase the thickness of the line that by which you are writing.
Okay. Four is okay, right? Or 5. Now you can see or now it's visible or now it is visible?
No,
Yes.
sir.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, something.
Something.
सर काम चल जाएगा सर.
No, काम सिर्फ चलने से नहीं होगा. So let me see.
So either you can use red color.
Red color. Red is visible in long distance.
ठीक
अरे तुम लोग साइलेंस में करो. कौन है? This is additive identity and this is multiplicative. What are the next properties?
Multiplicative identity.
Multiplicative identity already we wrote, right? So one is 0 is additive identity and one is multiplicative identity. Next,
Inverse.
yes,
Additive inverse.
yeah, next additive inverse and then
Multiplicative inverse.
for non-zero real numbers, right? Multiplicative inverse for non-zero real number and multiplicative additive inverse for any real number, right?
Yes, sir.
So this property is what is happening? Yeah, now we can see properly. You will see. Where it is going? Where is that setting? Half an- Yes, now you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
But why that it is not showing? I just wrote, right?
सो इसमें ऊपर एरर लिखा हुआ है तो आपका सेव नहीं होता है.
Acha. So then this is multiplicative identity. Next is additive inverse. So similarly, can you write additive inverse and multiplicative inverse? What else? What are other properties do you know for real number?
Multiplicative inverse.
Well, that already I write right here. That for all non-zero, for all x not equals to 0, है ना? X should equals to 1. Similarly, for additive inverse also, minus x should equals to 0. Okay. What are other properties do you know for real number?
Sensitive property.
Okay, so for new page, what should I do? Do you know?
So whiteboard में single page ही allowed होता है.
Okay. So should I?
So if you want to scroll, you can click the hand icon, the second one.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should I use another whiteboard?
No, sir.
No,
This
no,
one
sir,
only.
just hold and drag right now.
Okay. Sure.
Closure
Okay.
property.
So these are all the properties for algebraic properties. Okay. So for addition and multiplication, there are various algebraic properties of the real number. Then what are other properties do you know for real number? Which is not available in for complex number. What are that property?
Addition of any two number should be a real number.
I'm not talking about that property. So real number satisfies some particular properties. What is that property? This is known as,
Infinitive.
so this is known as order properties. Have you heard order properties?
Yes, sir.
No?
Now
Have you
we
heard
heard.
Okay, now you have. So what do you mean by order properties? Can you guess what do you mean by order properties? So these
Is
properties
it
complex number
comparing two
does not
numbers?
satisfy. Yes. So we can easily compare between. So either for any two real numbers, okay. So there are many various order properties. So one of them is that any two real number you can compare, right? What do you mean by that? So suppose for two real numbers, either this or this not equal. x equals to y or x. So either one of them will hold. Okay. So you can write for any two real numbers. What should I write? Now you can see the screen, right? Or I should increase. What are the other properties? You have studied this one. Suppose x, y both are positive. Then what should we write? That x, y multiplicative also positive, and these are known as order properties, right? Suppose x greater than y, y greater than z, then you can write that implies not here implies that x greater than z. So these are order properties. Okay. So there are another properties of real number. Do you know that? What are other properties? So one of them is still now we have studied algebraic properties and order properties. What are the other properties? Can anyone guess? Have you ever heard of this term? Have you ever heard of this term?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So this is known as Archimedean property. Okay. So real number satisfies this property. What do you mean by that Archimedean property? That for all real number, can anyone guess? For all real number x positive, okay, there exists, while also natural number will be there, n belongs to n, such that, so if you see in the literature there are various kind of Archimedean property, but this is the main. Okay, so there exists should be n such that for any y in R, we will write this term. Actually, this means that for any real number, you will get one natural number which is bigger than that real number. That means this natural number is unbounded. Okay. Means, so for all real number x positive, there should be an existent natural number. Okay. Such that for any real number y, so this real number is even non-negative also okay. Okay. But here this x should be positive, but this y can be also negative. Okay. And we'll get this property. So this properties is always useful. You have used this property, but maybe you have not observed it. Do you know where you have used this property? Can anybody tell where you have used this property? Can anyone guess? This property you have used because here you have seen natural number, right? This property you have used. Can anyone guess?
Bonding real number and actual number.
Because we'll study sequence, so this is just basic introduction class. So whether you are familiar with this, because this property will write in need to prove some result in sequence. So suppose you have studied this, right?
Yes, sir.
How you have proved this? In epsilon delta form, in epsilon n form. How you have shown? So this property will be useful here, right? We'll see in next class. If we have time today, we'll see. Because so there are also other properties of real number that is known as completeness property. We'll come to that later on. Okay. What do we mean by completeness property? Roughly speaking, means that R has no gap. Like rational number has some gap, right? In this your number line, there is no gap. Okay, that means all the numbers are there in this